Live from beautiful Casa de Clark in Independence, Iowa, it's Unemployed with your host, Matt Clark. Tonight's special guest, star of Doctor Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch. And now, for thousands in attendance and the millions around the world, here is your unemployed superhero, Matt Clark.
Greetings, Internet, YouTube. Calm down, everybody, calm down. Welcome to the new and improved Unemployed with your unemployed superhero, Matty Clark, coming to you from the Music Conservatory here in Casa de Clark, beautiful Independence, Iowa. It is the 3rd of November, 2016. I am your unemployed superhero here with the unemployed wonder dog, Max. Say hi, Max. Hey, doing nothing. Unemployed wonder dog, Max. We're shaking the format up a little bit. You like that? Do you like that little intro there? Yeah. It is November 3rd, Thursday. It was this time last month that your unemployed superhero was shown to Soup Line officially. So this is not 30 days, but roughly my 1 month anniversary from being ejected, so to speak, from my previous employment. Helped my brother out yesterday. He bought some equipment. He bought a farm outside of, I shouldn't say a farm. He bought an acreage in the middle of farmland outside of where I live, outside of town. He bought a chipper shredder, some other stuff. I helped him bring it back home last night. My back hurts like the dickens today. I'm in a little bit of pain. I know, it's sad. It's sad. I know it is. A little bit of pain today, but I'm doing okay. It's Thursday. Have not heard back from the company I interviewed with last week. As we creep, there goes the wonder dog. As we creep closer and closer to Friday, my hopes of getting that position kind of fall off. Although, I have been talking with a company in a town called Cedar Rapids, which is south of where I live right now. In fact, through the magic of the internet, let's bring up a map of my house to a town called Cedar Rapids. And we're back. That's Cedar Rapids from where I live. About a 40-minute drive, give or take. This would be a programming job, my old job. I've worn a lot of hats in my IT career. Hardware support, software support, programming, networking, SQL, you name it. I've done a little bit of all of it. This one sounds promising. The salary I'd be starting at would be just about where I was at my old job, so it would literally be a dip in the radar if it worked out. We shall see. I talked with them this morning. Don't know what I want to hear. I will hear back if I don't get the job. I just don't know when that's going to be. They didn't really give me a time frame as to when I would hear back. So we shall see upon that one. What else is going on in the world? Well, last night was Game 7 of the Major League Baseball World Series. And I am happy to say, Cubs win. Cubs win. That's right. 108 years have gone by since the Chicago Cubs won their last World Series. They won it last night. Was an awesome game. I don't watch a lot of baseball. I played a lot of baseball in my childhood. I used to be a pitcher and a catcher and a third baseman back in the day. But I don't watch a whole lot on television because I think television baseball can be quite boring. But I have to say that World Series was a awesome series to watch. Was an awesome Game 7 last night. The Super Bowl and the NBA Finals have a lot to live up to as far as championship series go. That was quite spectacular as far as a defining Game 7 winner-take-all series game. Very impressive. Football is on tonight. I believe the Atlanta Falcons play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I have Atlanta locked for that game in my pool. Some of the folks I used to work with, are in that pool, so it's kind of a neat way to stay connected to everybody. That's kind of neat. I think Atlanta's going to trounce them, personally. We'll see. There'll be some college stuff on, too. I'll keep an eye on everything, just to see what exactly all is on. What else is going on in the world? I saw last night that Trump is now up like 3 or 4 points in a couple of key statistical polls around the nation. I told you a few weeks back in this very series of videos, Trump's going to win. I'll tell you this. The only way, to me, Hillary was going to win the White House is via landslide. If she didn't get a landslide, then she was screwed. If it stays close, Trump's going to win. It's going to be a close win, but he's going to win. I predict the same kind of ending and possible outcome as Bush Gore back in the day. If you remember that lunacy, as far as people talk about how crazy this election cycle is, how short a memory us Americans have, and we do. We do not think historically very much at all in this country. We have a microwave mentality. We think hours and days instead of years and decades. The George Bush, Al Gore presidential election was pretty much insane as well. Nobody liked Al Gore, really. Al Gore, like many politicians, did not show any kind of personality until it was way too late to get any votes. And W was mentally challenged, let's put it that way. In fact, to call him mentally challenged is actually an insult to people who are actually mentally challenged, in my opinion. So yeah. But that one was, well, court cases, recounts, hanging chads. That was a nightmare for the nation as well. I'm going to predict something close to that. I don't know if Trump will do it if he loses. But I don't think he's going to lose, to be quite honest with you. I don't think. I think he's going to carry a couple of states in the Midwest nobody thought he would carry. I think he will carry a bunch of states in the South, Mid-South, and Deep South. I think he'll get Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, any state that has issues with the Mexican border. I think he'll win. California will be interesting. I think he will get the rural areas of California, and Hillary will get the urban areas of California. People have a misconception about America. I think we're not as educated as people would like to think we are. And all along, I've been told, whether it's true or not, I can't say. I don't do polling, but I've been told all along that Trump is very high with non-intellectuals, non-educated people. I consider myself a college-educated man. I understand why educated people would not vote for Trump. Trump has a very caustic, almost blue-collar mentality to him that I think rural people. I live in a rural state, Iowa. Pretty much, we have some cities of decent size, but for the most part, Iowa is a rural state. Rural state. Most of the Midwest is. Although, if you're if you're watching this and you live in Ohio or Pennsylvania or even Maryland, I've been to Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Ohio. I've been to the nation's capital. I've been to Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee. Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia are not like the Midwest. Topographically speaking and population speaking, I don't think. Believe it or not, though, Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Ohio, you're very much like Iowa. Your population, how your cities are laid out. Ohio and Pennsylvania probably have a couple more. Ohio's got Cincinnati, Cleveland, and Columbus, Ohio, Akron. Akron, I would compare to like a Cedar Rapids or a Des Moines, Iowa, in Iowa. But as far as the population goes and the way the population is spread out and the way I think you folks think, just from dealing with you as a tourist, you remind me a lot of Iowa. That's Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, and Ohio. Those four places reminded me a lot like Iowa. Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Kentucky, Tennessee, just didn't get that same vibe as I do from Midwesterners. It's hard to explain it. I'm not trying to be negative about those groups of people from Tennessee. Beautiful places. I'd actually love to live in the Carolinas or Virginia and parts of Kentucky, actually. Tennessee, I haven't seen a lot of Tennessee. Most of what I saw of Tennessee was forest, so it's kind of hard to judge Tennessee as a state. But I would love to live in the Carolinas, or I shouldn't say I'd love. I'd be happy living in the Carolinas, Hampton Beach, Virginia, Newport News, Virginia, the Chesapeake Bay area there. Would love, be more than happy to live in that area. Virginia Beach, more than happy to live in that area. Same with Kentucky. Lexington, Kentucky is a beautiful town, actually, I think. But it's a different mindset. I don't think Midwesterners think the same way those folks do. And that's not judging people. It's not any better or any worse, just we're different. America, if you don't live in the United States and you're watching this video, it's hard to explain how different America is from, there's almost like there's four countries inside, kind of like Britain, actually. There's like four countries inside of America. There's the Midwest, there's the Northeast, there's the Southeast, and then pretty much like the whole West. You could break up the West between the North and the Southwest, I guess. But there's pretty much like four, between the mountain ranges is almost its own country. From the mountain ranges to the oceans is almost their own country. And then the Mexican border area, the desert area, is almost its own country in America. Bad explanation, I'm sure. But again, my point being, if Donald Trump supposedly scores better with non-educated people, blue collar, high school graduate, uncollegiately educated people. There's a lot more of them people than you think. And don't be shocked. I'm not going to be shocked. In fact, I'll be shocked if he doesn't win. I'll go on record. If he doesn't win, I will be shocked. And I will come on this show with Max, the Wonder Dog, and tell you all about it. We're going to take a short break. And when we come back, my exclusive interview with Benedict Cumberbatch. Max here is psyched. He loves Benedict Cumberbatch. The whole Sherlock thing, he's a big fan. So when we come back, Benedict Cumberbatch. All you Cumber bitches, it's Benedict Cumberbatch. Unemployed. With your unemployed superhero, Matthew Clark. Back in a sec. Okay, kiddies. Special event time for the first time ever on Unemployed with Maddie Clark. I have a special guest. Now, I don't have a budget. I'm unemployed. So I wasn't able to, actually bring the guest, to Iowa. And well, he's a very busy guy. He's on a huge press thing. Max is incredibly excited for this. He's a huge star in Hollywood. His new movie Doctor Strange comes out this Friday. I believe it'll be the 5th or the 4th or the 5th of November. He's a huge star. I've got him via Skype. I wasn't able to get him here in person, but I do have him over Skype. So we're going to have a short conversation with Benedict Cumberbatch. I want to thank you for being on the show, Benedict. Hopefully this Skype interview will be one of your more enjoyable interviews that you do for your movie.
It's not been bad at all. Yeah, I chalk this up as a dandy one.
Well, gee, that's awesome. That's great. Maybe you could grease a little wheels. Maybe talk to some of your Hollywood buddies. Max would love to meet some more stars. Maybe put a good word in for me, so maybe some other guests could come on the show.
I mean, well, it's interesting. I've been speaking to a few who have no interest in it whatsoever.
Well, maybe there's a little interest in being on the show. Maybe a little. Interest?
I mean, yes, to an extent. It's an extraordinary thing. These are very intelligent, smart, driven, independent girls mainly, but boys as well, and men and women.
I wouldn't call it extraordinary that they don't want to. I wouldn't necessarily. Just never mind. Let's move on. How about we just move on?
But yeah, what was your question? I'm so sorry I interrupted.
How about we talk about the movie? How about that? Doctor Strange coming out in theaters this weekend. You gotta be excited about that coming up.
The thing is, you read this script, and to start off with, you're engaged with this character who's utterly uncompromising. There's no vanity. He's not asking you to be liked, and it's funny. It's witty in its intelligence.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. I remember the comic book from when I was a kid. I think he's an incredibly intelligent character. The comics were very well written. We should probably be a little leery here, though. We don't want to, the movie's not even out yet. We don't want to give away too many spoilers, too many secrets as to, what's in the movie or anything.
And then you're getting embroiled in this mystery, both of the code and who this man is, and breaking the code and that eureka moment and the joy of that, and then the devolution into the tragedy of, or evolution into the tragedy of his demise.
Did you just say demise, Benedict? Did you just? Okay, give me a second, because I think you just gave away a huge story point about apparently Doctor Strange dies in your. Wow. You do realize, Benedict, that the movie hasn't, come out yet, right? Yeah, you might want to, give away, secrets to the plot. It's not a good thing. I don't think.
The emotional impact of what injustice he was served and what happened to him.
Benedict, you need. It's not out yet. You
And the excruciating reality of that is only magnified when you realise, I didn't know this. Why don't I know this?
You don't know this because the movie hasn't come out yet, Benedict. Just okay. Enough of the movie. Let's move on to something else. Let me think.
As far as interpretation goes,
Your interpretation of Doctor Strange. That's a great topic. Why don't you talk about how you interpreted Doctor Strange?
I do have to go around in cars quite fast sometimes and roll the windows up.
So, So to prepare to be Doctor Strange, you drove around. You drove around really fast in a car with your windows rolled up.
That's a very good question.
But it wasn't really a question. I mean, this is the topic you chose to talk about. Technically.
A real clue into how to approach this role. This isn't somebody who. We celebrate the fact that he's different, that he achieved extraordinary things in spite of his stammer, his sexuality, and the prejudices he suffered, and his eccentric behaviour, which I think was very much born out of those things which were seen as a disability.
Did you just say his sexuality? Are you saying that your Doctor Strange in this film is homosexual? Nothing's wrong with that. It's just that once again you've pretty much laid out the whole plot and the secrets and the Easter eggs for the movie, which you weren't supposed to do in this interview. The movie's not out yet. Just yeah. I think I think we've done about as much damage as we can do for one interview. Yeah. So I think I'm going to wrap this up, Benedict. It's been great having you here. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It's been something. Maybe we'll see you back here sometime.
I'd love that. I'd absolutely love that. This has been a joy.
Yeah, that's yeah. So that's the show for today. Thank Benedict Cumberbatch for coming on and totally ruining the movie for all of us. And we'll see if I ever have any more guests after this. Yeah. For Max the Wonder Dog, this is your host, Matt Clark. You stay sexy, San Diego. Talk to you later.